What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another live show on the eve, I believe, of things happening. Said it a couple of times the last couple of weeks, but I think this time it is on the eve of things happening, and I have my reasons for it. But we will talk about Soulé, obviously. We will talk about sales in general because that's kind of holding up everything right now. We will talk about preseason. Friday we play, players left out of the squad, players actually not even being in the squad, if that potentially is an issue for Mota. And are we still live on YouTube? Because it's glitching. Somebody need to let me know if we are live on on YouTube, excuse me, because YouTube is sending me wrong signals for some reason. Oh, we're still live. Okay, we're still live. Yeah. But yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about with me after the messed up intro is Norbert and Malik. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, we just talked about how hot is it around the world. So, yeah, other than that, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just I'm tired and hot.
Yeah, so same here, but I want deals to get done. So
It is. Actually, it's not hot over here. It hasn't been hot for like
Good for you.
a good 8 months or so, which is good because I
Wow.
don't like the heat. But it's heating up for Giuntoli, and some might say that he is playing a dangerous game, maybe, because he wants the money, but he definitely needs the money, and every moment or every day passing is a day kind of wasted. Before we get into the Soulé one and the Hujisen, because he was left behind. I was thinking earlier today that we play on Friday. Not that it's an exciting game. It will probably mean absolutely nothing. The kickoff hour is horrible as well. But I was thinking about the setup because everybody saw the team, selection basically, and I was sitting there. I was like, you're asking Mota to kind of prepare your first game against Como with a front line of only Vlahovic at this point, because Vlahovic is there. He just kind of joined. Milik is on the market. Keane is out. Soule is kind of out. Chiesa is not part of the project, which leaves you to Vlahovic, and Yildiz is still on vacation, That might be a little bit, not a little bit, that might be a big problem, if you actually sit back and think about it, because the replacements are not lined up. We know that Toribo is a replacement in the back line. We know Colt Miners is lined up. Like, those two targets are defined. But up front, nothing is defined right now. And does anyone of you think that that could be a problem for the first game against Como? Because I think it kind of is right now. It really is for me.
Personally, I think we are prepared for this. It's not like nothing is new. Like we knew that that players will be at the Euros, and they were. And maybe they were expecting that some of the players would be here, the new ones, but it's just first game, and I'm actually happy because now he can test these youngsters. We can see who can be first team player, who's not. Yeah, I'm not worried yet, but I don't know. Time is on the essence, so soon we need to move, and I think Giuntoli, like in the next few days, will do his magic, and everything will be fixed. And yeah, we can get ready for the season. But yeah, it's like 3 weeks or something. So
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, the start of the season is exactly 4 weeks away, which part of me says it's plenty of time to you know I have everything clear and cut for the start of the season. But at the same time, I'm also thinking it's kind of playing with fire a bit because You want to get deals done. You want to sort out players' futures before the start of the game, so you can be well prepared with the squad that you want at your disposal for the start of the season. But yeah, I guess I'm not really worried because it's 4 weeks. But if this week passes and we don't see any sort of definitive movement, then yeah, then I'd be worried for sure.
Like, in general, I'm not worried. I'm just worried about that department. Like, that's the only, like, worried. Yeah, like, I'm a bit confused more so than maybe worried, because if Julius is back, you know, he will start, you know, Vlahovic is there, but still, like, if you're selling everybody and we're not really linked, or like, especially up front, there's no real defined number one. One day it's Sancho, then he's staying, then it's Adeyemi, then it's Conceição. Like, it changes with every single minute basically in that department, which is a bit confusing. And maybe it's not that complicated, and maybe Giuntoli knows it's gonna be him, you know, and I will get that deal over the line, and he's composed. Like, going off the news, you kind of hope he's composed, you know, because the news is everybody is out besides Vlahovic and Yildiz. So he better has a plan up there. But, you know, looking at Friday, I was like, we're probably going to play the most pointless preseason game ever, in my opinion. Like, it really would be, you know, because a lot of players are out of the project. Some players are still on holiday. So it's like, you're going to play a game, but it's going to tell you absolutely nothing, you know, absolutely nothing. You know, you might see individual things, but like the way we will set up throughout the season, we will not see that on Friday whatsoever, you know. Somebody in the chat, and probably Hanin knows, what's happening with McKennie, because I looked it up and I find nothing. Because Weah is back. Is McKennie injured? And even if he's injured, he should be back anyway, you know. You should be training in the facilities, you know. He's not really back. So what is the issue with McKennie? I don't want to speak on it because I actually don't know. I don't know what's
He
happening.
stayed in the shisha shop where he was found during the Copa
No, but
America.
does anyone really know? Because there's no news on McKennie. He's just not there. And everybody's kind of moving around. Like, everybody kind of moved on. But actually, when you think about it, Timothy Weah is back, and somebody said, oh, he's injured. He'll still be back. He's still on vacation. Well, that cannot be the case, and something is up,
How?
right? He cannot be on vacation when his teammate is back. Or did Weah cut his vacation? I didn't read anything about that, to be honest.
Huh.
I didn't
Maybe.
read anything about Weah cutting his vacation. Could be. It could be because they played with Brazil, and maybe they all have the same vacation date, depending. I think they got kicked out of the group stages, and Brazil not. So it should be kind of shorter. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But even the media is like, yeah, whatever. They don't even bother reporting on it as well, you know.
So I think he's just taking. So they allowed to have longer holidays, and where was, you know, I want to actually get ready for the season, and he came back, and you know, McKennie doesn't really care. He's probably in the McDonald's or something, you know.
McKennie shouldn't care, by the way,
yeah.
because the club told him don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't care as well. Like, I don't blame him, by the way, for
Yeah, but
not showing up.
But there's a season for him as well, with us or not with us, you know.
Oh, it's not
like
with
he
us.
still need to prepare.
It's
Yeah,
not with us.
but
There's no chance he's play for us. Does anyone believe he's gonna play for us next
no,
season?
no.
That would be a bad look, by the way. Like, that would be an extremely poor look if he's still out there. And people can come attack me again. It's my channel, so if you don't like it, piss off. I don't care that he had the best. What was it? I don't know the stats. I'm not gonna lie. You know, goal involvement, was it? Maybe. Or that Rabiot plays for every single coach. I couldn't care less. Like, I don't even know what that means. You know, Rabiot plays left back for France. Does that mean he's a good left back? No, it means Deschamps is crazy. That's it. You know, if McKennie had most goal involvements last season, good. I'm happy for him. You know, but I don't like the player. I don't think we should be committing money to that type of player. You know, I saw a lot of people being kind of outraged with how we're dealing with this, and I actually don't see the issue with the McKennie one because the club told him, here is the offer. I don't know what it is, 2.8, 3, I don't know. He said no, and you kind of move on. From that point, you kind of move on. If the club don't want to commit to you and gives you an offer you don't like, as a player, you surely are like, okay, I'm not wanted here, I'm out. Or like that should be the how do you want to say that? Like the natural reaction, no? Like I'm gone. Even the news of he wants a Champions League squad team, I don't really believe that, to be honest. Because if that was the case, he would have joined Aston Villa. He would have joined Aston Villa. I don't see which Champions League squad is coming in, if not, I don't know, Galatasaray or so. They play Champions League, or Slavia Prague. They play. I don't see another Champions League team coming in for McKennie, paying him the money he wants. On top of that, by the way, that's key. Paying the money he's demanding. So
It's only about the money. It's only about the money, and he got what was the offer at Aston Villa? Was it 4?
I don't know.
4.5. I don't
Was
know
it 4?
how much.
Was it really 4? And he said no.
I don't know.
That's
Or
insane.
3.5. I can't remember.
I think it was similar to his current salary, but the whole issue was the severance pay he wanted from you.
Which I don't get still. Somebody needs to come out
I
and
don't
explain
know.
that to me. Did we own him money from COVID or something? If that's the case, fair play. You need to pay, period. If that's not the case, I'm actually confused what that was all about.
Maybe it's stupid loyalty bonus that if he goes, then it gets paid out or something.
He wasn't
Actually-
around. We signed him after that whole COVID salary thing happened.
Yeah.
We signed him in the summer of 2020. By then,
So-
you would have agreed a certain salary during COVID. So
Then I don't know what that's
I can't
about.
see it. I can't see that happen.
But I wouldn't be surprised because today I saw a report on Greenwood that Getafe has a future sale percentage on the future sale
Oh, I
of
saw
Greenwood.
that. Yeah.
And I was like,
That's crazy.
they loaned him. They how is that even possible? Like they loaned the player from a club. They didn't pay to get him for a season, but they are getting money if they sell him. I was like, whoever stroked that deal, that guy is a genius. No matter the situation, that's insane. Like that's the first time I've ever heard about that ever. That was insane, you know. So maybe we had some weird deal with McKennie, but he's out. Oh, like he's on his way out, even though we have absolutely no info, news on that. But the main point or the main debate right now is Soule, because the news is going up and down, up and down. The only thing that's not going up is Roma's offer. They're upping it with 1 million, which is kind of insulting. It really is insulting. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm Giuntoli, I wouldn't pick up my phone at this moment in time. I would just say text me the money I want. Just text me okay, and it's okay. Because if, like, for me, even if Juve were in negotiation with coal miners and Atalanta say we want 55 period, and the club is we give you 45, and Atalanta's like no 55, and the club is like okay we will give you 45.1, no 45.2, like it's getting ridiculous, you know. It's not even close. I know Nico Shira said they want to close that deal by Friday for obvious reasons because we play, and I think the club and Malta are just gonna play Soule. Like if there's no agreement, he's gonna play, and he's gonna play probably a large part of that game, you know. So it's all up to Roma right now to pay that money. Like Malik said off air, I'm still disappointed that we're letting him go. I'm not gonna lie, because I wanted to see him at the club. But I kind of made my peace with that months ago that he was gonna leave. And people, I'm gonna read out the chat in a sec. Excuse me, and hit the like button. But I made my peace with the fact that he was gonna leave. I don't know, like in April, basically almost. I said like he's gone, you know. And when Mota came in, there was maybe a little of hope that maybe he can stay, but deep down inside of me I knew like he's gone, because it's a very simple thing for the club right now. They want 2 positions to be filled in, and selling Soule will allow you to just get clean cash. That's just what it is for the club right now. They're not really focused on the player. They're more focused on the financial aspect that the player kind of represents, which is a shame, but it is what it is. What do you think, Norbert, of how they're playing the game, Roma? Because they're kind of dragging it out, knowing that at this moment in time, because I'm shocked, by the way, that Giuntoli is saying it's that amount and that's it. But they're still upping it with 1
So
million each and every single day.
I think it's I think it's good that Juntoli is saying, okay, we set a price and you're not giving us. So if you're not giving us, he's staying. That's what he says. And I think at the end it will be like 25 plus 5 plus sell-on clause, which is 10% or 15% or something. And because we need to sell, I don't want him to go, but you know, no one wants Arthur, no one wants Chiesa, or no one is, you know, I don't know. We need to sell and we need to sacrifice, and we knew that we have to sacrifice someone, and it will be Soulé. And I think Chiesa is staying at this point. He will talk with. He will. I don't know. Is it though? Like
I think it's a hot take.
Maybe, but I think he will talk with Motta and he will sign the bridge gap, and we will see. I just can't see him leaving for free, you know. And I'm not sure if we're gonna play with wingers next season. So I'm so confused. But we need to sell, and unfortunately, it will be Soulé because he's the best of the bunch, I would say, that we can sell. He's like. He had many offers. Unfortunately, he doesn't want to go to the Premier League. He's afraid. I understand, but my guy, you need to learn English. You are a young guy, but yeah, Roma 30 plus sell-on clause, and let's go. And from that money, we can sign Todibo and we can sign co-miners as well, because Todibo is 10 million that we need to pay right now. So if we can believe what's out there.
Yeah, I'm of the majority that's disappointed to see Soulé go. But as Ali said, you know, I think we all saw this coming during the season, even when we were excited, you know, around the winter of his performances at Frosinone and imagining him next season with Motta. But yeah, I have no idea what's going on with the winger situation. I genuinely am so confused as to whether Chiesa will stay or go, because no one is offering anything. And yeah, I just don't want to lose him on a free, really. Like, that's the most important thing. But yeah, we'll see what happens. The names aren't really, I don't know. Every day we're linked with a different winger, and it's kind of confusing me. Sancho looks like he's off to PSG, unfortunately. Everyone knows how much I wanted him. But yeah, I'm not the biggest Adeyemi fan. And you know, it's all randomly, like Galeno, like Conte So I genuinely don't know what to expect in that department. All I know for sure is we're probably gonna sign Cop Miners and Todibo, but the wingers, no idea.
Yeah, I will be absolutely speechless if Chiesa stays at this moment in time. I would, just purely based on how this has been described in the media, and the club never once denied it. The way Motta responded to the question on Chiesa, basically saying, "Hey, if he's here, then yeah, I'm gonna use it," which is yeah, like it makes sense. You're gonna use him, like, because he's the only one in that position basically. So you better use him because you have nobody else. You already moved out Junior as well, so you have no other option than using him. So somebody said, "I hope he uses him. If he stays, yeah, he's gonna be used by default. Like, he's not gonna cry about it. He's gonna use him. But it's just not ideal for the club and Chiesa, because everybody had their say behind closed doors, and we kind of have a feel what the say was. You know, you're not really needed anymore. The contract, all those things, and then you're like, okay, you're saying play your best season ever, basically. You know, play to kind of win, and also play for your future right now. I don't think how you can flip that switch that quickly. I don't, you know, I think even that 1 year bridge gap, you're playing for a contract, but are you really playing for the club at that moment in time? You know, I don't want to say Chiesa wouldn't play for the club, but just natural, you're just playing kind of for yourself at that moment in time. You're playing for your next move. That's what it is. I don't think it's an ideal situation, nor for the player, nor for the club, because Chiesa knows I'm not going to be here. And the club knows you're not going to be here next season as well. So I don't like that situation. They kind of made that decision. Now you need to push with it. You need to push ahead. You know, I don't think you can go back from that. That's just my opinion. Because it's set out. They have set it out right now. Everybody knows what kind of happened. You know, everybody knows that Mota is okay with him leaving. Not that Mota dislikes him, but he's okay, you know. So I don't even know how you can regain that, not trust, but like belief in the coach and the coach in the player, you know, because the Mota has a mindset of, yeah, I'm gonna play you, but actually I wanted something else, and he knows that I'm gonna play, but actually the coach wanted somebody else. You know, I don't think that's ideal. I don't think that's ideal. So that's why I'm saying he's still out of his on his way out. I know Roma are not interested anymore, and there are no other links at this moment in time. So people might be right to believe that he's gonna stay. But the way things have panned out this season, this summer, I think he's out. Now Padula said if he's out and Soulé is out, 2 wingers are coming in. But he also said if Soulé is out, then 1 winger is coming in. So people, you might be right. Norbert, you might be right. He might be staying, and we still will bring in a winger, because I don't want to see Timothy Weah start 50 games next season. But that's actually the case right now. I think he's going to start 50 games at this rate, which is kind of worrying to me. You know, it really is. But it all depends on Soulé right now. Will Roma up their bid with 5 million instead of 1? Actually, when the news came out, what was it? I don't know even what it was. 25 plus 3, and I was like, this is all report from Di Marzio. I was like, he just tweeted out the same thing. You know, he made a mistake, and then I looked it up. It's just added 1 million in the cash and 1 million in the bonuses. I'm like, that's ridiculous. that's absolutely ridiculous to do business or try to do business. Nico Shira said he's confident that Roma are gonna, you know, kind of pay that money close to what we need, but the difference is still big time. So I don't know. Is anyone worried that this is all dragging out too long? Because I have a feeling this week things will happen. With a sale, with a first bid for a player. I saw Fabiano Della Valle speak earlier, or write an article, that Nice is okay with the loan formula, you know, with an obligation to buy. So, like Norbert said, that's a deal you can, if Soulé goes out, you kind of close that deal on the same day, basically. If Nice are okay with that, you're like, here you go, 10 million or 7 million for the loan and 25 for the obligation. You know, you probably discuss the installments, what so on, but that's it. Does anyone have a feeling that this is going to be another nothing week? Because I don't.
No, we're gonna close everyone we want.
No.
I truly believe if Soulé is done, we're gonna sign Koopmeiners as well, not just Todibo. It doesn't make any sense, you know, because as we all know, it's all about the books. It's not about the money. Because if you have the money in the bank account, which we clearly have, we have lots of money in the bank. We can pay. It's plus we will not pay like 60 million on the spot. You know, it will be probably divided by 4 or 3 years or something. And so I think, we need to get the players in. Season starts in 4 weeks, and we will do it. I'm trying to be positive about it, so there it is.
Yeah, I'm confident by the next time we do a live next week or whenever it is that, you know, we're gonna have a better idea of things, and I do feel confident that the Soulé deal will be closed by this week. And yeah, as Norbert said, once those funds come from Soulé and eventually Hujisen, which we'll talk about, then yeah, everything is gonna be unlocked, and we can just prepare for the next season with the squad that we have, because that's gonna be the final squad, I believe.
Yeah, I have the same feeling. Something will happen. Let's talk about Hujisen, because Norbert had a lot to say off camera. Hopefully,
Yes.
you remembered everything he said.
Yes.
Remember when I did a video in January and he was going from Frosinone and then he was going to Roma? I said that's not okay. I don't like that move. Then his agent came out. I don't know. I cannot remember what happened. Was it about? What was it? Something happened and they made a statement. I'm not even sure. It was something during a game. I forgot what it was.
He was I don't know. He went to
When
the
he
opponent
when
fans and
Oh,
yeah,
against
and he
Frosinone.
was
It was
playing.
against Frosinone.
Yeah, he scored against Frosinone and he was like shushing the fans and
I was.
everything.
yeah,
That's right. I was like,
yeah,
when he did that, I'm like, you're playing on relegation side. I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm not gonna lie. That's one. And two, the statement after, I was like, just own up. You did it. Don't cry about it right now. You did it. You meant it on the field. If you mean something, you don't need to apologize, because apologize is completely pointless. Like, it's pointless. No
yeah,
matter what you do in life, if you mean something, do never apologize for it, because nobody will believe you, and you probably will lose respect for yourself. Or I would. If I believe something, I say it. I will not apologize for what I've said, because I believe in it. I will be lying if I flip the other day and say, I didn't meant what I was saying. I'm like, I did mean what I was saying. Like, I meant it, and he meant what he did. I'm like, fine. Just it's weird, but. And then was something else that happened, and another statement. I was like, from himself, I was like, your agent or management team stinks. It really stinks, because at your position, your age, we shouldn't be hearing these things. Like, it shouldn't be happening. And when he did that, when he went from Frosinone to Roma, I was like, that the club is not gonna like that. They're just definitely 100% not gonna like that. I also said that if he joined Roma and he comes back and he doesn't get a main start or a main place, he's gone. He's not coming from Roma to be loaned out to Fiorentina or something, or sit on the bench. That was never going to be happen. So he's going to be a starter, or he is going to demand to leave. And that's what's happening right now. Or the club is trying to sell him because they're kind of pissed with him, whatever. But like Norbert said off air, and I said a couple of days ago, that the contract or like the transfer news talks are not heating up like the Soulé one. However, the club still said stay at home. And for me, that has two reasons. One, they definitely want to sell Hujisen, even at a lower fee than they had in mind, 100%. And two, because Soulé is on tour, if nobody is offering, let's say all the offers for Soulé were 22 million, I think the club will be like, fine, he's going to say, no issue, no problem. We believe in you.
yeah.
You can play. With Hujisen, as I think the club is looking at it, being like, you're not going to start. Even if you're staying, you're not going to start. It's just not going to happen. So that's why they left it at home. You said he's refusing Stuttgart, who play Champions League. I'm going to defend them right here. I wouldn't be joining Stuttgart as well, because that feels like an off season.
It's a nice city, man.
It is a nice
Porsche
city.
is there.
It is a nice city, but it feels like a one-off season. It really does, compared to like an Aston Villa, with the coach they have. It feels like they are gonna be there for a while. With Stuttgart, I don't think they're gonna have the season they had last season. So I don't blame him for not willing to join Stuttgart or Wolfsburg, which is even worse. I don't really blame him for that, because it's a permanent transfer. I think it would be a good move for his career. I really believe that, but I don't really blame him for saying I don't want to join Stuttgart. Now, who he wants to join, I have no idea. Like that, I will leave that up to him. But you have your say, Norbert, on Hujisen, because I know.
Thank you. So this kid had a stinker against one of the worst teams in the Serie A last year, Udinese. And his stupid face he has, that no emotion, nothing face. He didn't even I made a mistake, and now he wants to play like a starter as a PSG or something. You know, it's ridiculous. Like, this kid has to learn respect. This kid needs to learn a lot of things. You know, he had talent, but clearly he was a mercenary always. He was never like for long term. He showed it many times. The Frosinone deal, and now at the practice. I'm sorry that at the training, what people said, oh, it's stupid, it's nothing. No, it was something. He talked back to Motta, and Motta said, okay, my boy, you're not coming to the training camp or whatever, to the Adidas Center. Yeah, so for me, he was gone when he chose Roma, and then he cried that he wants to go to Roma because Mourinho is such a good coach. Yeah. So, and now he wants to he wants to play for a big club, and he showed nothing. Like, come on, I'm really angry at him for a long time now, and if it's 20, let him go. I don't know who will be, silly to buy him like a big club like PSG. He will not start there. So what's going on? So yeah, he's out of the door for sure. Motta doesn't like him because he's a little brat, and that's it.
Yeah, I always got the impression ever since the whole Frosinone incident where he refused them suddenly, and that whole celebration fiasco against them, which is like, you don't need to do that, you know. You're playing for Roma against Frosinone, like, come on, man.
Yeah,
But
crazy.
yeah, like, obviously he has the say in his career, I guess. Stuttgart do need a center back because they lost Hiroki Ito to Bayern. But yeah, as you guys said, I don't think they're going to be at the same level as they were last season because they also lost Girassi to Dortmund, who was the best player,
Yeah,
arguably. Um, but yeah, I think part of that refusal is also because of the PSG interest. But then again, he's not really going to start for PSG, is he? So,
no.
he's still 18, man. I don't know. I think he's too big for his boots, and and even with us, if he stays, he's not gonna start over Todibo and Bremer. So, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I think the club left him at home. Because if Soule stays, he's gonna play a lot of games. If Hujisen stays, he's not gonna play a lot of games. I still
Mhm.
like him. I still believe in his qualities.
Yeah, he has a lot of quality, no doubt about that. But the attitude is just.
Someone saying also choosing for Spain for whatever reason, as if he has a chance to be called up. That's a personal choice. I don't know. He lived in Spain, for I don't know, 5. No, I'm lying. 8 years or something. You know. So if he wants to choose Spain, then choose Spain. Me personally, I think that's a very strange decision. I'm not gonna lie.
crazy.
If he made, I'm not gonna say you cannot do that because if he wants to do that, whatever. I
It's
I
a
just
choice.
find it very very weird. I'm not gonna lie. Even if you live there for 8 years, you
So
also
he feels more Spanish than Dutch. That's insane.
yeah. I didn't understand. Like when he did that, I was like, whatever. Like you can do whatever you want. Like I'm not gonna say you cannot do that, but I thought
Yeah,
from the outside I was like, that's a bit strange. I'm not gonna lie.
I think
I
he lived
found
there
that weird.
since he was like 8 years old or something. So fair enough.
So half basically.
I
He's
mean, yeah. Apparently he speaks perfect Spanish. So
yeah,
fair enough.
like
If he
he
feels more
does.
Spanish, let him be.
I mean, Vlahovic kind of speaks perfect Italian. Again, like he can do whatever he want. I find it strange. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Someone is saying, "Nah, I think he thinks too highly of himself." He does, and
I,
I'm
I,
okay.
I think you could flip it around and say he has high ambitions for his career if you want to look at it that way. But I don't.
I don't blame him. Like if a kid of 18 thinks highly of himself, I rate that. I really do because if you believe in yourself, that's fine. I get it, but you need to back it up. If I
yeah.
see Amal kind of embarrassing people, and making fun of them, I'm like, he's backing it up. So yeah, whatever. If nobody can stop you, then it's like Vinny dancing, and people are like, and even players are against it. I'm like, don't give him a reason to dance then. Like, don't let him score. Like, if you allow him to do that, because he only does that when he scores goals. So stop him. If you can't stop him, then don't complain about it. That's how I view certain things, you know. So I don't really have an issue with him believing in himself. I do think he is kind of over, not hyping, but like over. He's putting himself on a pedestal that he's still not, you know, deserves to be on. That I understand, and that's kind of a management issue as well. Because if you have a good management, they hold you back, you know, and they tell you like you went on loan to Roma, you had good moments, you had okay moments, and you have very kind of shocking moments at times. Just you need to find the balance. You're not there. But again, if he believes in himself and he thinks he can go to PSG and win the starting spot, then fair play. You know, you need to do that. You know, I don't blame him because the club is clearly telling you we don't really believe in you. We're okay with letting you go. If he's like, I believe in myself, then fine. You know, I get it. You know, so I don't really have an issue with him believing in himself, by the way. I have an issue with how certain things
This
got.
is different.
Yeah, I know you hate him, but
I love it when Norbert goes in on a player. First it was Chiesa, now it's Hujisen.
oh yeah, Kiesa's gonna stay now. Oh, you're screwed.
I respect Mikkoli more, who is in prison, than Hujisen.
Again, McKennie.
Is he still in prison?
Of course he is. He's a gang member.
I don't know. Yaquinta was one. He's out. So he's
When
doing
did you
interviews.
mention it for the first time, Norbert, when we played Lecce?
Sorry.
Yeah.
When we played Lecce in January, I think that was when Norbert brought up the Mikkoli and was gonna watch it in prison.
He was
Yes.
actually a very good player.
yeah, he's
I like Mikkoli.
he scored some fantastic goals, especially for Palermo.
You know, that very random, by the way. But I was thinking about like kind of one season wonders and people going off one season or one game.
Alessio Cerci.
Oh yeah, the new Robin. Yeah. No, I was thinking about Iturbe. When Conte got pissed that we didn't
Oh my
sign him.
god, I'm never forgetting that. He wanted the Turbe, went to Roma, and then Conte's like, fuck this, I'm leaving.
No,
Basically.
he wanted Iturbe. He went to Rome. He's like, okay, give me
Yeah.
Cuadrado, and the club was like, no. And he was like, okay, goodbye.
And they wanted Sanchez as well, I think.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that I like that could have been a very good signing, but
That
Iturbe
would've
at the
been-
time was 30 million. I
Yeah.
remember at the time I was not doing this, but I was following the news daily. I was like, I wasn't a fan of him. Like yeah, one good season I was like, that's a lot. At the time I was like, that's a lot of money for us. We shouldn't be paying that, you know. Don't do that, and we didn't do that. I was like, I'm fine, and Conte was like, no, goodbye.
What's funny is he scored his first goal for Roma against us in
He
that
did.
3-2 game, the Bonucci volley and stuff.
He did. Oh, he died completely. That's like
Yeah,
Piontek.
he just vanished.
It's like
yeah.
Piontek.
Wow.
That's why I have issue with like the people like, oh, sign Gudmundsson. I'm like, nah, like, not really. Like, you shouldn't be doing these type of things. You need to have a bigger sample size. You know, it's like. No, I'm not gonna say it because somebody in the chat will call me. No, I'm gonna say it's like Golovin. Yeah, he's still playing at Monaco, but at the time, everybody was like, he's gonna pass Monaco. He's still at Monaco, with all
Yeah.
due respect, you know, which is okay,
Yeah.
but it's not wow, you know. And he's not a bad player, but like, that's one like a tournament or one season. I think you need to have a bigger sample size for players.
Yeah, like Douglas Luiz. He played 4 good years at Aston Villa, and I think that price is, the price is right for him.
Yeah, and the last 2 seasons in particular, he was excellent. Like one of the best midfielders in the whole league. So. Yeah, I'm excited to see him, to see what he offers.
And that's the guy I was talking about, Alex. He's good at Monaco. I've never said he's shit at Monaco, but he's still playing at Monaco. He's not linked with a
it's
top
funny.
Monaco.
transfer. It's still Monaco, with all due respect, and not the
Yeah.
Monaco of 2000. What was it?
I like Monaco.
16 or 17 when they were beating Man City, and we beat them. That was a ridiculous Monaco. But other than that, they're just Fiorentina of France, basically, kinda. Or the
Well,
Roma
that's
of
something-
France.
Nah,
That's
better.
somewhere
Roma of France.
I wanted him and Tolisso so much, by the way, you can't even imagine.
Oh, Tolisso. Awar.
Yeah, Awar, Tolisso, Golovin, who else?
Wait, Arwar is in Saudi Arabia
Yeah,
now,
he's
right?
going to Saudi.
And Roma got a big fee for them as well. Couldn't believe it. I forgot he was
How
playing
much?
for him. A lot. Like 15, 6, 17, I saw. With bonuses.
Is that a lot?
That's a lot. He didn't play last season. He was injured.
I forgot he even played for them at one point.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for the season he had. I couldn't
Oh,
believe it.
remember when that summer when it was either Awar or Chiesa, and like we got Chiesa and everyone was pissed because they wanted Awar.
Yeah, I remember that
Yeah,
season.
that was funny. Funny how things turned out.
Oh no. Someone said Moji was talking shit about Douglas Luiz today. I will say one more time. If you listen to Moji and you take his words
Yeah.
serious, then you need help. That's all I'm gonna say. Like it's 2024. I can still not believe he's getting interviews. Like the rubbish he speaks on a weekly basis is just insane. It's insane. He still lives in 2003, by the way. He really does.
Yes.
It's insane. Like it's actually unbelievable. You know, I saw an interview of him. Like not saw. I was listening to or had it on the background. I think it was last summer. I had Tutto Mercato Web's radio on the background while I was working, and he was talking about I signed Buffon and Thuram for that amount. I'm like, it's 2023 at the time. I'm like, just give it a rest. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, I've seen
He's-
Declan Rice leave for 100 million. You think we're gonna sign Buffon, Zidane, and Thuram? Like, it's just not gonna happen. There's no chance.
He's
this is
a
gonna
he's
happen.
he's a little interview goblin, you know. Like he just likes to talk to people. I think.
Yeah.
It's an interview goblin. So, you know, remember that. It's one way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Just like Allegri's friend Gaglione, an interview goblin.
yeah,
Oh my god.
every week he was saying something.
Oh, you can put money on it. You could put money on it.
Yeah.
Every time we had a bad result, he was there.
Yeah.
He was there. I think they had their number on speed dial. Post game was like, yeah, we need you. We need you. And he was like, yeah, how can you beat Empoli if you don't have Mbappe up front? Basically, that was all he had to say. Yeah, I was like, yeah. What about the news of Malta being impressed with Locatelli? In my opinion, I think Allegri destroyed his career because he was a different player under the Serbi. I wouldn't be surprised, but the news come from Giovanni Albanese, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I refuse to believe that report right now. If somebody else is reporting it, I will run with it. But as long as Giovanni, and I'm sorry.
yeah. Agresti and his crew is in Germany, so you know if it comes from him, I believe it. But
Anina saying you guys think 35 for Toribo is a fair price. I think it's a fair
the
price in today's
construction.
market.
yeah, 10 plus 25, it's really fair.
Yeah. 10 plus 25 is a really good deal in my opinion.
And people know I'm not that high on Toribo. I'm not that high on Toribo. I remember when we were linked with him when we were doing the Pjanic Arthur thing, and you know, at that time we were linked with him. Vidal, you know,
Remember.
could be coming back. But I'm not that high on Toribo. But 35 in today's market is a fair price, you know.
So Todibo grew a lot. He had many issues before, but lately, like I would say, the past 2 seasons, like everything calmed down around him. I think he matured a little bit, like his brain grew or something. And now I think he's really solid. But yeah, there were scary stuff about him, like his mentality and everything. But as far as I understand, he really grew. So we'll see.
Yeah, I have to be honest. The last time I watched him, he was at Schalke, so I can't say much about it. But from the numbers, and you know, obviously you can't judge a player from highlights alone. But from what I've seen,
Yeah.
on that sort of thing, he does look better. But then again, I have to be honest. That Schalke 2020 team was an absolute disaster.
Yeah, that was up. That was rubbish.
Yeah,
Even this-
McKennie was there. McKennie used to be his teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone saying you're saying he plays for Monaco, but we signed guys from France as well, which is why I'm not high on this Mercato at all. And I'm not really
Saying
sure what
the
you
better
mean.
players.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what you mean by that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't. because somebody plays for Monaco and I'm not a big fan. We
Yeah,
cannot
yeah,
sign any. I'm
but
not, I'm not saying Golovin is crap, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. But when he played that World Cup in Russia, nobody would have imagined, by the hype, that he will still be playing for Monaco in 2024. That's all I'm saying. And he's not being linked
So
with a move, with a big move.
yeah,
So it's not worth
back
the hype.
then, Monaco had a lot of money.
yeah, they made lots of sales and everything, so it was like
The Russian billionaire.
yeah, but like the whole point to that comment is like I'm sure is referring to Todibo and Turam, but
Yeah.
these are young players with a lot of upside. Golovin has been at Monaco for 6 years, the prime of his career, and he hasn't
Wow,
gotten a
6 years.
move since then. Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's a good player though. Like I saw a few Monaco games over the last few years, and he was impressive. I'll
Yeah.
always think he's a good player. No doubt
Same
about that.
same guy saying Todibo is our third option, not a fan. He's gonna start.
What third?
He's gonna start. If we sign, if
Third
we
for
pay,
the
he's
for the
gonna start.
backline?
No, he's gonna start alongside Bremer. Danilo probably
For
need
sure.
to figure it out. He will probably be rotated.
Huh.
If not from match day one, then very quickly throughout the season, it will be him and Bremer, and Danilo will be pushed to the right or something. It's just it's gonna happen naturally. You're not gonna pay 35 for a center back and then bench him. That's
For
weird.
sure.
That's weird. Then just don't sign and keep Rugani and keep Hujisen and just keep it rolling, keep it moving. At that point, just it's pointless, So he's not gonna be the third option. He's gonna play. He's gonna play. If not from match day one, then very early on. Somebody said something about Diallo. I don't know. I don't
We'll
know.
see.
We just need to wait and see because I have no info. If Cabal is our best signing, we're in big trouble. Who said he's our best signing?
No, Caval is a
He's like
rotation.
fifth.
Oh,
He's like our fifth or sixth best signing.
no, the same guy who said the thing about Golovin and Todibo, third option, said that Cabal is the best signing, which is. Nah, I think you're pushing it right now. I think you're trying to prove a point.
I feel like he could be a surprise this season. I'd hope so, but yeah, realistically, it's just gonna be a rotation option as a left center back, as a left back. So, but
Okay,
it's very solid defensively.
Really quickly, because he's saying by third option, I mean Calafiori and Buongiorno wouldn't come here. We were never in for Buongiorno. Throw that report in the bin. We never made a bid for Buongiorno. If we didn't bid 45 for Buongiorno for Calafiori, we definitely didn't bid 45 for Buongiorno out of nowhere. That's fake news. That never happened. Just throw that away. And if Buongiorno was the main target, I would be extremely worried. If we were willing to pay 45 for Buongiorno, I will be worried. Because like he's a good defender, but that's not what you need. That's not what you needed, in my opinion.
That money is crazy. What they paid for him, that's insane.
He will be great under Conte. He would be. He will be, and I think he's a good defender. But if you were gonna splash that money, I needed something else other than just being a very good defender. In our situation right now, if it was 2016, whatever. But it's not 2016. So Buongiorno was never. He was never like we never were in for Buongiorno. Like not once. That's I don't even know where that story came from. At one point was a Gazzetta. They put it out there, and
Yeah, but I do feel the same way where I would have preferred Calafiori over Todibo, but Todibo is still a solid option, and it's a player that the club were monitoring for a really long time. I remember was it in the winter or last summer where Fabrizio Romano said you were interested, but the price is too high. So.
Yeah. I haven't watched much of Todibo in comparison to the best defender, Saliba. Where does he rank? How many levels below? Oh, that's not fair. That's like saying where does Cambiasso rank in comparison to, I don't know, just insert the left back.
Alphonso Davies.
Yeah, but like, or where does Yildiz compare to insert a player, a top level player? It's.
We'll find out this season.
But also remember what Calafiori was before Motta.
Yeah.
So
Totally. Totally. Yeah.
they say you are muted, Ali. So who's muted?
I think.
I don't think for a while. I don't know.
Well, we can hear you. So.
Wait, let me. Yeah, it's on the stream. It's not not working.
All right, go on.
Okay, so I wanted to read some chat stuff because it's fun. One guy said we need like 100 million to sell players for. I don't think that's necessary. We need like 60 million to sign everyone we wanted, and forget that we're gonna sign the right back. We're only signing a right back if we're selling everyone, like Arthur and all those guys.
Yeah, but
What do you think?
that's my biggest fear. Like going into the season, if we don't manage to actually sell the deadwood
Yeah.
players, like Kostic, like Arthur, like Dishilio and stuff. Yeah. So because the thing is, it's so hard to move them on because of the ridiculous salary.
Wages.
Yeah, like really, the Paratici really shot us in the foot with that, honestly.
Yeah. No, wow, Paratici killed us.
Paratici,
so many.
The things he did,
Criminal.
like the stupid decisions, the crazy wages, everything, we're still seeing the effects to this day.
Yeah. And we will see if we don't sell Arthur and all those guys, we're going to see it next year as well.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
And Alex is asking, is Todibo fast enough? I think he's fast enough, but you can watch some highlights. But
all I've heard of him is that he's a good ball playing defender, which is what we need. So.
Yeah. And yeah, Arthur has interest, Hanin saying, but I want to be a little pessimistic about that for now. So if we sell him, I will be really happy, because if I get optimistic now, and then we are not selling him, I will be sad. And
yeah, but like Arthur has a market, which is at least encouraging.
Como wants him as well.
I saw Como. I think Everton. Yeah, I saw a Villa link, but I don't think it's true. I don't think they don't need him anyway. So.
Yeah, he makes what, 11 brutto or something? How much is it? I just opened my sheet. He makes 5.5 net, so that's what, 10 million brutto,
I guess,
or gross, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, remember when we signed him, like he didn't want to leave Barcelona, and like we had to do a lot of convincing on the wages front. So.
What a signing, man! What a signing!
I can't believe I actually gaslit myself into being excited about that swap.
Because I was excited because I loved him in Football Manager, and Grêmio he was good, but at Barca he was already like meh, and he showed that he's a Fiorentina level player at the end of the day, and not even they wanted him, so that's funny. Okay, what else? Yeah. And I'm not sure what is the solution, because not to lose money, we need to sell him for, wow, you know how much his value in the books? Almost 22 million.
Wow. selling him would turn everything, and would turn J Center into an oasis.
Yeah, like it's really not like selling water in the desert, selling him.
Anyone in the chat, let me know if you can hear me, because I had no idea what that is.
Yes, I think it's working because I just checked the live.
Okay, so
Would you?
I
Yeah.
looked for like 10 minutes. I just needed to unplug and plug it in for some reason. So that was that.
As is the usual solution.
Uh,
Just unplug it.
but it was working because I can see my mic going up and down. And I checked.
Yeah, and we can hear you.
Yeah, but I connected a different mic for you guys.
Oh,
um,
special treatment.
yeah, weird. But yeah, I had no idea what I was saying. I'm not gonna lie. I just put on Sky to watch what Di Marzio has to say in a couple of seconds. I didn't I forgot what I was saying. So you're
We
back,
were
but
just
it's Juve
talking about
back.
Arthur and
Yeah.
how selling him would benefit us so much.
Oh yeah, I saw Nico Shira talk about him 5 minutes ago, saying that he earns 5 million and the Como wants Juve to kind of pay with the wages, and I was like, screw that, no. Then tell him he's not going to Como. Just get him out.
When does
It
his
would be
contract,
like a loan.
by the way?
Alone, and we pay part of the wages. That's a no-go. If you're Giuntoli,
Yeah.
you're like, no, find another solution
Yeah.
because it's not gonna happen.
When does his contract expire?
We renewed him last summer when we
Yeah,
signed
I
him to
remember
Fiorentina,
that.
so
But like,
probably
Two-
27, 6.
26, 26, yeah.
because like if that's the case, it's just gonna be the same issue like
Yeah.
next year. Probably.
That's why you need to get rid. Just don't do
Yeah.
these Como weird things.
But who will give like 15 for him? Because if someone gives 15, I say, okay, we can swallow that loss.
No, everybody's hyping him up. His agent, the new journalist, he had a fantastic
Yes.
season at Fiorentina. He didn't.
Yeah, he wasn't horrible. It was an okay
It was
season.
okay, but like the way he plays, you don't expect him to be like, whoa,
Yeah.
It's just everything he does is simple and just standard. Like nobody's
Yeah.
paying over the odds. Like then 1,000 players had a fantastic season this year across the globe. You know, he
I
doesn't
remember
do
the
anything
things
special.
Pirlo said about him. Very true.
Sorry.
The things Pirlo said about him. Remember when
Yeah, he
he
said it.
wasn't starting under Pirlo, and everyone was like, "What? You spent so much money on him and whatnot."
No, he knew. He definitely knew.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
he saw him in training. He was
he
like,
knew
no.
straight away, like, because he said it like in his first few weeks even.
Yeah, he was like, no, I'm not having this.
Yeah.
Did he have a good did he have a single good game with us? I can't remember.
The only time I
Lecce at
remember,
home.
him having a good game was like against Sampdoria
Legend.
in the Coppa where we won 4-1, or when he came on against Roma when we did the comeback. That's all I remember when I thought to myself, "Ah, yeah, Arturo had a good game."
To
Even
be
against
honest,
Barcelona.
Copa games you need to exclude because I think I can play and I can have a good game. For some reason, if you play Copa games at home, everybody has a good game. No matter who you play,
Yeah, that's true.
they all play well. So I don't know what that is. So we kind of need to discredit that one, even though it's not fair towards him because you might be right. That's only. Good
By the way,
games.
did you see? We play less games. I thought like 58 is the minimum, but it just came out. It's 51. 51 games is the minimum we can play.
The minimum.
Yeah, 51.
Okay.
I thought it's 58 or something.
Yeah, it's still a lot of games. Still a lot of games.
Yeah.
So
And
38
this
in the
silly
league.
Champions League as
You
well.
have 8 in the Champions League. You have 1 guaranteed in the Coppa, and you have like I don't know Club World Cup how much? 4 is it?
2?
Oh,
3.
I don't know how the group stage for the Club World Cup is gonna.
2 Super Copa.
Oh yeah, Super Cup. Right, forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be again in my home country, I think. Probably won't be around for that. I know what how people feel about that. But yeah.
Nah, like it could be
It's
in
so
Italy, but mid-season 4 teams. I'm like, it's pointless. It's not a trophy. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like I get like the Serie has a big
Play the
fan
kid.
base in Saudi. Like like when they came over for the Super Coppa Juve versus Milan in 2019, I went to it and yeah, it was nice. It was a good vibe, but at the same time, I feel like certain competition should stay within their country. It's more,
It's Super Copa, man.
yeah.
They should make a rule that only under 23 can play or something, so it's more exciting, Like,
No,
who cares
the
about
rule
Super
should be it's a preseason game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
because,
what
like,
the rule should be. Not mid-season 4 teams now. I'm like, what are you guys doing? across the globe
It's crazy.
because it's a long way. Like mid-season, it makes no sense. Then we come back, we have top games, we have it's weird, you know. And to
it's a
make it
5 hour
weirder, there's a
yes.
third place game. Like who wants to finish
It's
third
insane.
for a preseason friendly game? That's insane. That's like the Biramoretti Cup years back. I don't know if anyone remembers that. They played 30 minutes
Yeah.
against like
Milan,
those were
Inter.
that was fantastic. Like that should be brought back. That was real preseason, you know. Juve,
Yeah.
Inter, Milan, and one random team. Half an hour they
Yeah.
play each other. That was fun to watch. That was really
Yeah.
fun to watch.
Yeah, but they should play it in a small pitch, you know, 7-on-7 or something.
5-a-side. That would be so much fun.
Usually I was on vacation for those games. I stayed at home to watch those games. That was real preseason for me. That was fun. Because actually
Yeah.
it was half an hour, but it was serious. Now they go to America to play preseason games. It's not serious. It's just again good for the people over there, but like you don't improve nothing. You know, you're just traveling from city to city, training, you know, playing games, traveling again. It's like, what's really the point? That's why I'm so happy that they just stayed, quote unquote, at home this season. It's basically
Yeah.
home, you know, it's not far.
Yeah,
so.
it makes me also feel like that they're more locked in and gonna be readier for the season instead. Because like when you go to these places like the US for preseason, you have a lot of like marketing work to do, and like here I feel like it's just football, you know.
By the way, it's a totally random question, but Kostic is injured or?
Yeah. From the World Cup.
Yeah,
Still
he has a
injured.
knee injury, I think.
Yeah.
And,
No links with
remember
him.
he got injured against England, I think, in the Euro.
It's crazy. That's also so unlucky for us, you know, because there was a chance that he plays like okay, and then we can move him on easier. But
Yeah.
no.
I was
Same with Milik.
hoping for that actually.
Yeah.
Lucas saying, I actually do not agree that these friendlies mean nothing. We can still see who has moves above others. 75% of our squad is next gen players, and that was what I was trying to say. You're not gonna see, like I said early on, you're gonna see individuals do things,
Yeah.
but even then, it's like that's not gonna translate to what you're gonna see in like what we were supposed to see during the
Yeah,
season.
it's way too early as well. Like Vlahovic just saw Motta like yesterday, the first time, you know, or 2 days ago. So, but for me, I think individually, as you said, young players has the chance to, you know, to be really good in these friendlies and maybe have a crack on the first team, like Adzic, because I refuse to say his name differently because his name is Adzic. For example, yeah, he has a really good chance, I think, and I'm excited. I want to see him now.
Is anyone gonna
Yeah,
watch the game?
I'm gonna watch it honestly.
Okay.
Like
For sure,
it's-
me too.
it's a Friday afternoon, like you know.
It's
I
5
don't really have
o'clock.
much going on.
5
For me, it's
o'clock.
4
5.
o'clock.
Yeah, it's even worse for you.
For me, it's 6.
Then I'd rather have 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning. Like 5 o'clock is like,
The closer it is to the night, the less likely I am to watch it. For me,
yeah, but 5, man, that's like, you're doing something during the day, but you kind of need to stop it. And then when the game is over, kind of the day is also over.
no, I'm gonna watch it mainly like out of curiosity. Like I'm not gonna watch it being like, oh yes, let's destroy Nuremberg, let's beat them 4-0. If we play horribly, then Motta out. No way. I just wanna. I'm excited to see the young players mostly. I want to see
Yeah.
what they're made of. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch, obviously. I'm gonna do a match reaction, probably alive. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Random question, and that's the last one, and then we will wrap it up because I need to do something really quickly. Random question: Who's a better set piece taker, Yildiz or Kostic? I think that's only redeeming quality of Kostic and nothing else.
Last
I've not
season
seen
was bad.
Yildiz play. Yeah, he was poor. I've not seen Yildiz takes real set pieces, so I'm gonna say Kostic, even though last season was shocking.
Yeah, but
Could be
like,
it doesn't
yeah, go
matter.
on over.
No, I just trying to say it doesn't really matter because now we have Douglas Costa and probably Cope Miners, which is two insane set piece takers, so we will be set, and also Vlahovic, so we're good.
Yeah, I mean the whole reason Kostic has a high chance creation number, like in the last two
Yeah.
seasons, it's just he's always on every free kick and on every corner, so it's a bit inflated. That's why chance creation for set piece takers is a bit misleading, I feel.
It
Yeah.
is. It is misleading, but it's still an attribute that you kind of need to
Yeah, it's like
exploit.
I remember in his first season he gave quite a lot of assists to Bremer in particular. So.
Yeah. Final one, and then I will definitely wrap it up. And people, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Eddie's saying, I stopped going to preseason friendlies. My Juve season tickets cost $700 for the whole season, but the US charges $150 and up for an exhibition match, basically. F that. Yeah, I mean, they go to America for a good reason, and well, that's the reason.
Yeah.
That's basically the reason. They get paid a lot of money to do kind of nothing really quickly. That's just what it is, But is it good for the team? Do you get better to make that trip? No, like absolutely not. I don't think anyone takes that really serious. Even the training sessions are not what they should be because they're traveling from city to city. So I don't think it's ideal.
Yeah.
I don't like that, but I see why the club is doing it. Money, fans, I get that, but ideal, definitely not. Definitely not. But yeah, people, I'm gonna wrap this one up. I will be back live tomorrow because I'm out on Wednesday, so I'm gonna be live tomorrow. I'm gonna be live tomorrow because I'm expecting some news to talk about. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, preseason Friday, Nuremberg, 5 o'clock. Match reaction
fun begin.
afterwards. Excuse me.
Let the fun begin.
Let the fun begin. Yeah. Remember when we lost or drew against Serie D side? Was it it was Allegri's first game, preseason game as well when he came into the club. It was a Serie D side. I forgot the name now. We drew, I think, 2-2.
Wasn't it Alexandria
no.
maybe?
I don't
No?
know. No, it was.
All I remember was there was I think this was the season, Allegri's second season back, where we lost to Atletico like 4-0, and Morata scored a hat trick.
Oh yeah, that at our training
Yeah.
ground. But it was his first
I
preseason
love that.
game. I think after he took over from Conte, and we drew a Serie D side 2-2, or we lost 2-0. And then he went on to play Champions League final, and actually was close to potentially winning a Champions League final.
That's
We
right.
had no business of winning. So that's all I want to say about preseason games. I will do my match reaction. I will hate on players, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's it for me. No watch long. It's 5 o'clock. I'm not gonna do a watch long at 5 o'clock. I'm not gonna do that, especially not for a game against
No
Nuremberg.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just enjoy that game. Just lay back, and see what the new ones can offer. But Norbert, Malik, thanks for coming on as always. And
Thank you. It was awesome.
I'm
pleasure
gonna wrap
as well.
this one up because I need to still fix my mic because I can see it's gonna cut out in a few seconds. So people, thanks for watching.